Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Good morning, friends. How are you doing this morning on this beautiful Friday morning? It's currently 8:30 Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How are you doing? In the chat, we've got Mr. Cruzando, The Bridge, Vero, Laucara, Born to Iron Man. Oh my God, close the doors behind you guys. We've got all the quality right here. If you want to join the... did I say Vero? Did I miss out Vero? Sorry, Vero. How are you doing? So if you want to join these amazing people who contribute to the quality and the content of the show, you can do that very simply, my friends, on these podcast-exclusive episodes, especially on twitch.tv/professional bohemian or /professional bohemian. That's Bohemio Profesional, pero en inglés. Okay, guys, I thoroughly tortured the elves this morning, and they gave me an amazing show. Today we have, let's see, we ask 100 humans to name something people leave on their nightstand before going to bed. Nightstand is an American phrase. We would say in Britain, a bedside table maybe. Nombra algo que la gente deja en su mesilla de noche antes de irse a la cama.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
I know that was correct. Thank you, translation elf. What are people saying in the chat? Hang on, the chat is going crazy. Rob, I have adaptability issues. I just love this hangout. I think that is what the Bridge is saying there. I love that you love the hangout, Bridge. The army is here, my general. How are you doing, Vero? Laucara, what happened to your hand? Yeah, if you're watching the stream, I'm wearing a little in a wrist brace, I think you'd call it in the UK. Muñequera in Spanish. Oh my God!
Vaya nivelazo.
Learning new vocabulary in the pharmacy. There you go. Yeah, I hit it last Sunday. I had to run to the radio office because the radio broke down. On the journey, I sprained it. But it's okay. It's not too bad. Thank you for asking, Laura. Yeah, in complete the news, also in the second half of the show, we look at why a doctor in Ohio was indefinitely suspended. Woo! Yeah. Good. It's a funny story. You'll like it. And if we have time, we'll go to another piece of news as well. All that fun, my friends, in the second part of the show. In this first part, we have a juicy, unpopular opinion for you today regarding photos of children. Should we be banning photos of children on social media? That's the question. That's the unpopular opinion today. I actually don't know how popular it was on my Instagram account. Guys, if you don't know, before we debate the topic here live in the show, I post the topic for the unpopular opinion every day on my Instagram. That's at Professional Bohemian. You can find it right there on Instagram. And in my stories, you can vote every day if you want to follow me there. Okay, so today's unpopular opinion. Photos of children should be banned on social media. What did Instagram say? 87% true. We'll get into debating that in a little bit with some pros and cons, etc. Firstly, how are you doing, my friends? How are you doing? Rob, you are slowly transitioning to Giri Spaniard. Yeah, bit by bit. Every piece of vocabulary I become more Spanish. What does that mean? I arrive later and later to events. Oh my God. Hopefully you'll have a good weekend this weekend. What have I got planned? Not much, I'll be honest with you. Not much. Catch up on some TV, rest, play video games, all that good stuff. I can't wait. And hopefully go on a genocidal operation against all the mosquitoes in my house. Jeez Louise. Every time we kill one, it basically explodes into a little blood cloud. So they're just feeding on me like an open buffet. Like me at an all-you-can-eat restaurant. You know, I've got to appreciate their game. I respect their attitude. I just don't so much enjoy it, being the recipient of all those bites. All right, anyway. Should we get into the news, friends? I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's happening in the world. I have a lot of news regarding TikTok. we're going to get in. How are you doing, Hell Dog? Good morning. We're going to get into why there is so much news about TikTok in a second, but first I'm going to go over the highlights. Okay, so this piece of news coming from theweek.com. TikTok brain. Cerebro TikTok. The TikTok brain may be coming for your children's attention span. Oh my God. Does that sound a little bit like fear-mongering? Does to me. El cerebro TikTok puede venir a por la capacidad de atención de tus hijos. I need like a thunder and lightning sound effect for these dramatic articles. So yeah, this is an article from The Week, and it discusses the impact of TikTok on the attention spans of its young users due to the immense popularity that the platform has. There's a growing interest in understanding how the platform affects the brain, particularly among children and teenagers. Early research indicates that the effects of the brain, continuous stream of short videos on TikTok may be altering their attention spans. You know what I find fascinating about this article? I'm going to go over a few of these articles, and I want you to view them through the lens of why TikTok? Because right at the very end of this article, it mentions Reels and YouTube Shorts, but not in the title and not in the main kind of thrust of the text. Is this because it's a Chinese platform and not a good old-fashioned Occidental Anglo-speaking platform that's stealing our data? Because let's face it, you know, TikTok aren't doing anything that the big American social media platforms aren't doing. Are we supposed to kind of view TikTok in a different light? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of fear-mongering with regards to TikTok. I mean, I'm European, man. I mean, and I'm all for these controls on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Am I happy that they store user data, or user data from TikTok is stored in China? I'll tell you what, I'm equally as unhappy about that as I am about my data being stored in America. You know, because I'm not a citizen of either country. So think about, I'd like you to, well, as I go through these stories, view it from that lens. Okay, next one. TikTok is banned from city-owned devices in New York City. This coming from Mashable. The disappointing part of this is a lot of these news stories come from very reputable sources, and it just smacks of propaganda to me. New York City has decided to ban TikTok from all city-owned devices, aligning with the actions of many states and federal government. The decision was made after a review by the New York City Cyber Command identified TikTok as a potential security threat to the city's technical networks. So basically this ban mandates the removal of the app from any device that is owned by New York City. Not from its private citizens, just from from government or city-owned devices. Okay, I mean, fine. I get it. The main concern here is that TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, are engaging in high-tech surveillance and the app's potential to share data with the Chinese government. And if you know anything about ByteDance, you know there has been a kind of to and fro between the government there, requesting data, and ByteDance either not giving it or trying to fight against that. If you're in the chat right now, give me your opinions on this. Am I crazy for just thinking, big deal? Am I crazy for thinking big deal? I don't want to sound like a shill for ByteDance, because I mean, I hate TikTok in equal measure as I hate YouTube, Instagram Reels. I hate them all with a burning passion. But I don't understand why I have to hate TikTok more. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, and have they proved any surveillance activity? Or is this just fear? Is this just fear? It's a question I would love answered. Okay, next. Close to half of American adults... yeah. Close to half of American adults favor a TikTok ban. This comes from an Ipsos poll, well, between Ipsos and Reuters. Close to half of American adults are in favor of banning the Chinese social media app TikTok, as per a recent Reuters Ipsos survey. Now, this basically, I read this piece of news first today, and then went searching for recent news, and I found just a slew of recent articles that particularly identify TikTok as potential kind of a potentially malicious app. And I honestly don't see it any more malicious than Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. All platforms in which I use, by the way. I have accounts on all of those. At Professional Bohemian, by the way. Or at ProBoh, wherever. So yeah, I'd be interested to know your take on this. Yeah, 47% of participants supported the ban, 36% opposed it, and 17% were unsure. Do you worry more about using TikTok than about using Facebook? Depending on your geographic location, if you're an American, does TikTok seem more malicious to you? And what is the core, what is at the bottom of that feeling, that insecurity regarding the platform? Is it based purely on a slew of negative news stories about it? Because this all smells like what's the word I'm looking for? This all smells like propaganda to me. And finally, another news story here from the Washington Post, friends. With regards to TikTok, but not about TikTok. It's regards to oil companies and their collaboration with TikTok influencers. But again, another highlight featuring another headline featuring the company in a negative light. Oil companies are hiring TikTok influencers to court young people. Oil companies are increasingly collaborating with TikTok influencers to engage and influence younger audiences. Notably, Nora Capistrano, a TikTok influencer with 2.3 million followers, endorsed Shell's fuel rewards program, attracting criticism from some followers. So what do you think? Do you use TikTok? Is TikTok... I'm imagining it's as big here in Europe as it is in the States or in China. I mean, it is a very popular app. I have used it. I've fallen down TikTok rabbit holes to an equal degree as I've kind of fallen down Instagram Reel rabbit holes and YouTube Short rabbit holes. I wouldn't say it's a particularly malicious app, more malicious than any other. Do you worry that a Chinese company is holding your data? Equally, if you're European, do you worry that an American company is holding your data? You know what I mean? I mean, personally, I don't worry about this. We kind of covered my feelings on patriotism and the world in general with regards to the imaginary lines we draw in the dirt and call them countries. You know, I just think it's all propaganda and weirdness. So does it matter to me that that Facebook, an American company, hosts a lot of my data in America? Not really. Doesn't really matter to me that ByteDance hold my data in China either. You know, they want to see the weird TikTok videos that I'm watching. Fair play to them. And what else? Finally, we're going to end the news today with an NFT story. This was something. If you don't know what an NFT is. It stands for non-fungible token. Remember all the furor and excitement around NFTs maybe a year ago? Oh, Rob, you should upload all your art and sell them as NFTs. Well, very recently, the NFT bubble burst completely. We did cover a story, remember, about the Jack Dorsey, the former head of Twitter. His first tweet was bought for millions and millions of dollars, and now it's worth under $1. Impossible to sell. Well, here we go. This coming from CNN. Bored Apes were kind of a collection of NFTs, and probably the most well-known NFT collection. Bored Apes investors sue Sotheby's, Paris Hilton, and others as NFT prices collapse. How do you feel about that? So they are suing. Los inversores de Bored Apes demandan a Sotheby's, Paris Hilton y otros por el desplome de los precios de NFT. A group of investors has filed a lawsuit against Sotheby's auction house and other entities accusing them of misleading promotion of the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. The lawsuit alleges that Sotheby's and the NFT creator colluded to artificially inflate the prices of these celebrity-endorsed collectibles. And that's true. I remember a Jimmy Kimmel... No, not Jimmy Kimmel. What's the other one? The guy that laughs so much at himself. Jimmy Fallon, thank you. They're all Jimmys. I remember a Jimmy Fallon episode where he and I think it was Paris Hilton were saying, "Oh, I've got," they were kind of demonstrating these NFTs, showing them to the audience, being real shills for the NFT movement. I can kind of understand. Here we go. Here's my feeling on this. I can kind of understand if you're an investor that's lost a lot of money on NFTs. But if you know anything about this crypto world, you knew that you were buying essentially nothing. You weren't even buying a photo. What you were buying was a receipt for a link. And if you didn't read before making the investment, well, to a certain degree, I kind of think that's your fault. Mr. Cruzando, I do not really use social media, even if I have Twitter, X, LinkedIn, and Twitch. Since you've got a smartphone with apps, companies are doing whatever they want with your data exactly. So why are we seeing so much negative press around TikTok when Google, Facebook, all the big tech companies are essentially stealing and scraping? Scraping means to kind of clone your data or clone kind of information you've posted on the internet. When all these big companies, now including OpenAI, that have just released a bot online that kind of scrapes your data for training their AI. If there are so many American and European companies doing it, why all of a sudden that Chinese company is doing it? Is it bad? And also, if you ever heard that congressional hearing where the TikTok CEO was being questioned, I actually think, or at least by his answers, maybe I'm being naive, and I will hold my hands up and say, okay, I'm a naive little bald man. But his answers kind of made me feel a lot more secure about how TikTok is handling my data than Facebook is, when Mark Zuckerberg was under the spotlight. Interesting. Anyway, guys, so that's the news for today. A lot about TikTok, a little about Bored Apes. But yeah, I would be interested in this. Message me offline as well if you want. With regards to TikTok, are you worried about it? Really? What is this fear-mongering we're seeing in the press right now with regards to TikTok? Is there a possibility that maybe they know something that we don't? Interesting, right? Or are they trying to take our attention off of something else? I don't know. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but it always makes me wonder when I see so many media sources kind of singing the same tune. Kind of makes me a little curious. With that said, anyway, guys, let's go to today's Unpopular Opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, my friends, what is an unpopular opinion? It's a brain fart. Un pedo cerebral, un pedo mental. I share it with you on my social media, namely my Instagram, @professionalbohemian, @professionalbohemian. I share it with you there. Then Facebook takes that data, stores it in a data center in the United States. No, I'm joking. Come on. I share it with you there. You guys vote, and we debate it here. The real decision makers are the people who watch the show live. As I mentioned before, that on TikTok, it was overwhelmingly popular, today's unpopular opinion, and it was that photos of children should be banned on social media. Is this a step too far into in dictating your behavior, or is it a rational idea that should be that is common sense, or seems like common sense to me? Las fotos de niños deberían prohibirse en las redes sociales. So here we go. Let's get into this, friends. I asked the elves, as I do every morning, to prepare me some pro and con arguments. So here we have the pro column, los pros. Okay. Safety and privacy. Banning photos can protect children from potential predators or harmful individuals who misuse these images. Next. Children cannot give informed consent about having their images shared widely online. They might feel uncomfortable or embarrassed by these photos when they are older. Photos shared on social media can stay on the internet forever, even if deleted. This can impact a child's future privacy and potentially their professional or personal life. And then the final in the pro column is sharing photos can inadvertently reveal personal details such as location, school, routines, which might endanger the child. Great points, I think. Okay, now let's move on to the cons, los contras. Okay, here we go. Parental rights. Parents should have the autonomy to decide what's best for their children, and it's an overreach. It's kind of too controlling. It's an overreach to impose a blanket ban. Social media allows family and friends, especially those who live far away, to stay connected and updated about their child's growth and milestones. Sharing about certain aspects of parenting or a child's achievements can garner community support, advice, and encouragement. Is it necessary to post photos to garner that advice and encouragement? And then finally, it's impossible to enforce. Given the vastness of social media platforms and the number of users, it would be nearly impossible to effectively enforce such a ban without infringing on the rights on other people's rights, let's say, or causing unintended consequences. Surely, in the age of AI, there could be a bot that can recognize an image of a child and take it down. Anyway, let's see. Common sense, less than common, says Don Kick. Yeah, the least common of all senses, common sense. Good morning, Min. How are you doing? Joining us from the Netherlands. Vero, putting pics or videos of minors in social media should be forbidden. They can be stolen by people who could use them the wrong way.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
I mean, that goes without argument, right? Of course they could. Of course they could. I mean, I'm childless, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm childless. I have no horse in this race. But I do find it kind of weird that it's just become so normalized to post photos of children online. Now, there are not so many photos of me as a baby. So I've never had to go through that experience of taking someone to my house and my mother or my grandmother taking out their photo album and embarrassing me with tons of photos of me as a child. There are a few in my house, right, of me looking young and wacky and weird. And it does cause me extreme embarrassment when anyone comes over and sees them. I'm like, oh my God, you used to have hair. Yeah, of course I did. It's embarrassing. Now, what if that embarrassment is spread over the entirety of your young life and is there as an open catalogue for anyone to see? Kids are ruthless. Are we not almost encouraging a little bit of bullying here? I don't know, man. But that's the topic for today. That's what's on the table. Photos of children should be banned on social media. I did get some messages online on my Instagram with regards to this. I'll read those now. Reina says, from an artist's perspective, photography is an expression. But when it comes to kids on social, there's a fine line between sharing and oversharing. Protecting a child's privacy is super important. Maybe not a full ban, but there should be stricter rules. Dale, I love sharing pics of my grandkids. It keeps the family connected, but I get the safety aspect too. Maybe it's more about educating parents on privacy settings than a full-out ban. Now, there's a great point, right? Because like most social media platforms do have ways to share things with only specific groups of people. Is this an issue with social media or our education with how these platforms work? Or should platforms be, if it's a level of complexity where people can't automatically understand how creating just smaller groups to share private information, if people can't understand how to do that, that is surely a problem, an issue that should be addressed by the companies. Or is it not? Is it about you as an individual user to learn? Mia, finally here, sending us another message. I've seen firsthand the consequences when things go wrong with kids on the internet. Safety first. If that means fewer photos online, maybe it's for the best. But a blanket ban, that's a tough call. But that's what's up for debate today, guys. Should we be banning all photos of children on social media? Interesting. Is it an overreach? Should this not be a governmental issue? A government body? Should we not be? Should authorities not be a party to this decision? Should this be users and the companies themselves? Because banning would mean some kind of authority stepping in as an intermediary and saying, "Look, you have to do this." Is that an overreach on a private business? Or is that kind of an infringement of your freedom of speech? I would argue not. Because if you're sharing a photo of a child, it's their image, not yours, right? And of course, as we said in the pros and cons, a child isn't in complete control of the pros and cons of this sharing. They just understand that mommy has a phone and she's sharing me, at bath time. You know what I mean? And I also have friends that are photographers, particularly photographers of children. I don't want to say too much about this because I know the friend may listen to this show. And, she promotes herself in the way you would imagine. And that's because she specializes in kids photography. She shares a lot of photos of kids in weird outfits, doing weird things with weird backgrounds. And I'll be honest, it's kind of weird. I find any photo of a child on social media weird. At any age, even pre-birth, the weird alien autopsy kind of scans that people share when they're pregnant. It's like, what is that? Well, are you pregnant or have you just been in a submarine? I don't understand what you're sharing with me right now. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, I'm 45 years old, so I've kind of experienced the birth and growth, an eventual implosion, as it seems to be happening right now, of social media. And there is an etiquette around sharing photos of people. Now, if you take a photo, guys, do you mind if I share this? Have you never said those words? Do you mind if I share this? Do you mind if I take a photo for my social media? The basic etiquette of asking someone's permission. That is something you can't do with a child. That is when the crux of the issue appears to me. All right, my friends, I have to go for a quick commercial break. I will post a poll in the chat and you will tell me, should we be banning photos of children on social media? Friends, so many things you could have been doing this beautiful Friday morning. But instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show.
The ProBoh Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Friday edition of the ProBoh Show, another podcast exclusive just for you guys. Thank you so much. By the way, the podcast is kind of blowing up in August, which is like a dead month. So thank you so much. I saw there's reviews that you guys have posted on specifically on Spotify. Guys, thank you so much. If you want to do that on the other platforms too, I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, thank you for, we're enjoying quite a bit of success this month, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's see a little bit of what you've missed if you've just tuned into the show. It's currently 9 a.m. Central European Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this beautiful Friday, August morning. Let's see. So we covered quite a lot of news about TikTok from oil companies courting young people on TikTok to kind of sway their opinions with regards to the consumption of oil. We looked at how close to a half of America or American people are in favor of banning TikTok. Why is this? Well, because we're seeing governmental agencies block it in this or block the app from use in devices in the States because of the potential for the Chinese government to access your data. Okay. And then another article we saw from, I think it was from Wired magazine, if I'm not mistaken. No, theweek.com. How TikTok brain, Cerebro TikTok, maybe coming for your kids' attention span, causing shorter attention spans. Okay, can I be honest with you right now, guys? If TikTok were to disappear tomorrow, I would sleep like a newborn baby. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest. I would carry on with my life without the slightest interruption. But I do see a real double standard here. I mean, let's not forget, Facebook, another social media platform, was shown to have its data scraped and used to affect democracy. To sway a governmental election, to sway an election about Britain's involvement in Europe through the Brexit vote. Yet, no one seems to care. However, because a Chinese company with data centers in China runs this app, all of a sudden it's the enemy. We're not to worry about the social media company that influences elections. No. Don't worry about that. Worry about your kids' attention span because they're watching short videos. It kind of smells a little fishy to me. But that's just me, guys. And that's just one opinion. You know what I mean? Remember, you're not listening to the news right now. You're listening to editorial around the news. Something that a lot more news media could be and should be saying, I'll be honest. Let's see. And then we moved on to briefly cover the NFT collapse. The collapse in prices of NFT and how some people who invested in Bored Apes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, are suing celebrities and Sotheby's for falsely promoting these files, which is essentially what an NFT is. And actually, I was educated a little bit thanks to an interview with Ben McKenzie, who was an actor in the series Gotham, who's just released a book regarding NFTs. I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. And essentially what you're buying when you buy an NFT is a receipt, un recibo, a receipt to a link, a un enlace. You're not even buying the file. It was always a con. So I'm in two minds about this. I understand how someone would be angry about having invested in something that you thought had a stable price, and in the end it wasn't, because of artificial inflation due to celebrity endorsement. I get it. But if you didn't do the basic research to understand the NFT world before investing your money, isn't that on you? Yeah, I know. A hot take there, but there you go. And then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which was photos of children should be banned on social media. The votes are in. We have the results, or I have the results right here. I'll share those with you in a minute. First, I want to read a few comments. Mr. Cruzando says, I think it should be banned. You said that one of the points of showing pictures on social media is if you are far away from your family. I am far away from my family, and there are ways that I can see my child without uploading photos on social media. Oh, dude.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Absolutely, Mr. Cruzando. Elves, can we get a standing ovation, please? Thank you. Absolutely. Have you never heard of, email? Why not email those photos? Why not send, WhatsApp is another one from the Facebook, from the Meta Corporation. But you can send a WhatsApp and it'll only be seen by the recipient. You know, you don't have to share photos on social media. And then when you kind of break down the kind of pernicious, malevolent world of parents exploiting their kids on social media for likes, you know, these YouTube famous kids who are essentially famous because their parents film them playing with toys. How are they going to feel? How are those kids going to feel when they're 30 years old, 40 years old? You know? Have you ever experienced that famous moment where you bring someone over to your home and your mother opens up the photo album and they see you as a baby and as a young child in embarrassing situations? Now imagine that situation you experienced, but rolled over, but publicly accessible on the internet. Are you not opening the doors to bullying? I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't have a child, so I have no horse in this race. All I know is that it infuriates me to see pictures of kids on social media. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You can't ask a 2-year-old for consent because they don't have any idea what they're consenting to. And it is just pure etiquette to say before posting an image of an adult, you would ask them before posting it anywhere, do you mind if I share this? Can I take a photo for my Instagram? And they will consent or not. But you can't do that with a child. You can't. But what about those in the business of child photography? Photographing kids. What are they going to do? Well, let me tell you something. That's a very, very small niche. I have one friend who is a child photographer, and she posts pictures of her kid and other kids. I still find it incredibly weird. I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't care about the cottage industries that will be affected by a ban on kids' photos shared on social media. I don't care. I don't care. You know, open a blog if it means that much to you. Hey, I'm getting angry, guys. Getting riled about this one. So we did cover a few issues like safety and privacy, consent, the digital footprint. You know, how these photos could be used or impact a child's future, employment future, personal or professional, and the overexposure risks. But then we did say, you know, it would be an overreach for an official agency to mandate what a person can and can't post, wouldn't it? Or would it not? I mean, we seem to be in favor of not allowing social media agencies to spread lies, right? We are in favor of that government control, but not of the protection of a kid's privacy. Seems weird to me. And we also went over a bunch of comments I received. Guys, thank you, by the way, if you react and send me messages on social media with regards to these topics. It does give us some extra juicy content for the show. I do agree with you, Rob. Those double standards, says The Bridge. I think that's with regards to TikTok. It seems weird to me, this whole anti-TikTok movement. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pro-TikTok. I'm not pro any social media platform. I think they're all trash. But I don't see why we're demonizing one and not the others, when the others have been proved to have a net negative effect on young people and have influenced elections. You know, okay, but you know, because this is a Chinese company, we're supposed to care more about this one. Is that not a little bit weird? Anyway, so should we get to the results of the poll? I think we should, guys. I think we should. So I made the statement: photos of children should be banned on social media. What did you guys say? 75% true. Yeah, okay, so as we approach more of a grey area, right, as I like to do in my closing statements for these topics, it's true that I would not like, if I had a child, would I not get some kind of vicarious thrill of being in a situation, seeing the young child enjoying themselves and sharing that photo on social media? I probably would. I've posted countless images of my dog, so I know if I was a parent, that would only be increased exponentially. So I understand the impetus. I understand the desire to share those images. I get it. I do get it. But then I project myself into the future. I remember, I understand the embarrassment of someone coming to my house back in England and seeing my kids' photos or my photos of me as a kid, and the embarrassment of my long, shaggy, curly hair, and it's embarrassing. And I can only speculate with horror the embarrassment I would feel if all that collection of images existed online. So, to be honest, I'm going to be, I agree. I think there should be more controls, but I draw the line at a ban. I know that's a bit of a hot take. I draw the line at a ban simply because, I feel that every parent has to have the freedom and flexibility to behave in a way that seems normal to them. Can we really continue legislating etiquette and common sense? There's my question to you. Should we be legislating politeness? If there was a government rule that said you have to say please and thank you to every single person you meet, would that not outrage you? To take away your autonomy on how you communicate? I know that was a lot of the argument against the Canadian legislation with regards to personal pronouns. Whereas I don't really care about that. I'll refer to anyone as they want me to refer to them. I do kind of draw the line when it affects such a big, wide expanse of people. How can you legislate etiquette? How can you judge someone based on their moral fiber when their moral fiber is being dictated by a government agency? That is my point, and that is why I don't think we should be sharing pictures of kids on social media. But I think that something should just be common sense, and if you're not blessed with that common sense, then let people judge you accordingly. Let's see what Min says. Plus, it's starting to look like the internet is a lot less forever than we thought. One link lost, one server damaged, and it's all gone. True story, Min.
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. You guys voted 75% true. Well done. That's let's wrap this up and go to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God, friends. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans and I asked them a question. Today's question is to name something that people leave on their nightstand before going to bed. Nombra algo que la gente deja en su mesilla de noche antes de irse a la cama. Name something they'll leave on their nightstand, on their bedside cabinet, you might say in British English. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers. Your job in the audience is to identify those top 7 answers. All right. BTI is kicking us off today. He's the first one to say a book or books, something you would leave on your nightstand, a book. Is it there? Well done, BTI. It is there. It is the number 4 answer with 8 of 100 humans saying book. Well done. Okay, off to a good start here. A lamp, says Min. Min, who hates this section. He says a lamp. Is a lamp there? I'll be honest, the only thing that I have always had on my nightstand, on my bedside cabinet, the only thing that I've always had, a lamp. It's not there. Yeah, because I like to read in bed. I like to do things, you know. And I don't like to have the main light on all the time. But it's not there, Min. Sorry. Okay, glasses, says BTI. Glasses. Gafas. Eyeglasses. Okay, is it there? BTI is killing it today, friends. It's there. And with 40 of 100 humans saying glasses, it's the number one answer. BTI, killing it. Okay, next. Alarm clock, says Min. An alarm clock. Because he doesn't know that mobile phones do that. An alarm clock. You know what? I'm going to take alarm clock. I'm going to take BTI's mobile phone or cell phone in a British English. I'm going to give you that, guys. I'm going to give you that. Well done. A cell phone is kind of like the modern alarm clock, isn't it? You know, because that's what we use it for in bed. Okay, so there you go. It's sixth most popular answer with 3 of 100 humans saying cell phone. Well done, guys. Okay, next one. A massage gun, says Dominic. Are these massage guns the kind that vibrate? Would you leave it on or in your bedside cabinet? You know, just to relax before you go to bed. Is it there? A massage gun. Oh, great answer, but it's not there. Okay. The bridge says water. A glass or a bottle of water. Is that there? Yes, it is. Well done. It's there, Bridge. It is the number 2 answer. Well done. 20 of 100 humans said that one. Okay. A watch. A watch, says BTI. A watch. Curious. I never take my watch off before I go to bed. In fact, I only take it off once a day, and that's when I go for a shower. A watch. Is a watch there? Yes, it is. Well done. Dude, BTI is killing it today. 3. It's the number 3 answer with 11 of 100 humans saying a watch. Mr. Cruzando says dentures. 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 False teeth. Is dentures there? Yes, it is. Well done. God, you guys are doing amazing work today. It's the number 5 answer with 7 of 100 humans saying dentures. The last one, a lot. BTI says tissues. Is it just me that has a dirty mind? Maybe you've got the flu in bed. Is tissues there? Oh. It's a great answer though. Oh, okay. Let's get serious. Okay, the last answer. The last answer is not so obvious. But it's there. Only 2 of the 100 humans said it. It's not the kind of money that folds. No es el tipo de dinero que dobla. It's not the kind of money o que puedes doblar. It's not the kind of money that folds. What am I talking about? Look, we've got Friday Con joining us from South Africa. He is he's he's from a different generation. He says credit cards. It's not that. Okay, Donkey, The Bridge, and Min all say coins. I would call it change, loose change. Is change there? Yeah, monedas, change. You know, you empty your pockets before you put your clothes in the wash. You put your change there. Why do you have coins on the nightstand, says Min? Do we have to pay for dreams now? It's for the Tooth Fairy. It's for the Tooth Fairy, Min. All right, let's go through the list. I asked 100 humans to name something people leave on their nightstand before going to bed. Okay, they gave me their answers. Here are the top 7. In position number 7, we had change, monedas, right? Change, before you take your clothes off, you empty your pockets. You might put your change on your nightstand. In position number 6, we had a cell phone. Yeah, very common, right? We use it for an alarm clock. At least I do. I charge it once a day on my nightstand. In position number 5 was false teeth, dentures. Well done. In position number 4, We had books, libros, books. In position number 3, we had a watch, reloj. 11 of 100 humans said that one. In position number 2, we had water, a glass of water. And finally, in position number 1, with 40 of 100 humans saying this one, was eyeglasses. Well done, BTI. Killing it today, guys. Let's go to Complete the News.
Complete the news.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that one first. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're into Complete the News. This one is a bit of a leftover from yesterday, but it is a good one, so I do want to cover it. What is Complete the News? I'm going to give you a news headline, un titular. I'm going to give you a news headline, but I'm going to leave out some important information. Your job in the chat is, with the 3 options I give you, identify the correct piece of information that is missing. You'll find out how this works very quickly. Okay, so here's the first piece of Complete the News. An Ohio doc meaning medico, doctor. An Ohio doctor who said blank is suspended indefinitely. An Ohio doctor who said blank is suspended indefinitely. Suspendido indefinidamente. Un médico de Ohio que dijo blank. Okay, but what did they say? Is it A, that fluoride in water is turning frogs gay? Did they say that fluoride in water is turning frogs gay? Did they say B, that the COVID-19 vaccine was magnetic? Or did they say C, watching pornography causes blindness? Interesting. A, B, or C? So an Ohio doctor said blank, who said blank was suspended indefinitely. But what did they say? Did they say A, fluoride in water is turning frogs gay? El fluor, I think you call it in Spanish. En el agua vuelve homosexuales los ranas. Did they say that? Did they say B, that the COVID-19 vaccine was magnetic? Or C, that watching pornography causes blindness? Seems like B is in the lead. I will salute Donkik and Con for being the only ones to say A and C, respectively. Okay, should we find out the final answer, my friends? I told you it was a good one today. Okay, so the Ohio doctor who said B, it was B, that the COVID-19 vaccine was magnetic, has been suspended indefinitely. This piece of news coming from the dailybeast.com, a couple of days old now. An Ohio physician who gained notoriety in 2021 for making controversial claims that the COVID-19 vaccine could magnetize recipients and interface with cell phone towers. Oh my God, she gets that. And could interface with cell phone towers, has had her medical license suspended indefinitely. The suspension came after she received 350 complaints to the state medical board. However, the board's decision to suspend her license was not directly due to her comments, but based on procedural grounds. Specifically, her refusal to cooperate with investigators due to the inquiry. When you have a doctor that says a vaccine makes you magnetic and interface with cell phone towers, I think, you kind of agree with that suspension, don't you? At least I do. My God. All right, my friends. Con, the 5G. Dude, has that 5G conspiracy died down now? Or is it still in full force? Because 6G's coming around the corner, I bet. All right, guys. Well, look, I have to call it a day for today's show. It was a fantastic one. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday morning. Guys, so many things you could have been doing today. An infinite number of things. But instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the absolute world. I will see you tomorrow.